thank you so much for joining us today. Your film Back on Track is absolutely gorgeous. And if you could tell us a little about, how it came to be, what motivated you to create it.
Right.
And you've already told this. I know you already told it, but tell it again.
So the NW train in Astoria did a big renovation that included art installations and also glass paneling that opened up kind of because it's an above ground track. And shortly after that, my husband was downstairs and saw that you can see on the building shadows of people walking down the stairs and on the platform. And he took a little video. And we were like, that'd be so cool to have dancers intermingled with the people. And then that's where it all came from. And then we went on to find, that you could see us, and you could see our silhouettes, and then you could see our shadows. And there were lots of different ways. And it was fun because the trains cross each other with no platform in the middle. So we did some shots on the other side of the train with the trains going past us, so us in and out of the windows. And we just found that from that little snippet of inspiration that there were so many different vantage points to show movement on that.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the, we often in film workshops and film classes, even talking to other dancers, like when we talk about how do you convey dance in film, right? Like we're always talking about, what angles do you take? Like, how do you not that there's not merit in just portraying the stage as if you were sitting there watching it, especially during COVID, but like, how do you make it more than that? And so always looking for intriguing ways that dancers make it just more than the performance, which is already very intricate, right? But so yeah, the multiple effects, the camera angles, just gorgeous, like really lovely. So did you get permits to be on those tracks, or were you just trying to avoid the authorities?
So
as many of us do.
I did my research, and they said you didn't need a permit as long as you were not obstructing the flow of traffic. So
yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I mean, and then it said something about like if we were to be on the ground, like you had to be like from the actual entrance, like 5 feet away from it. But
we didn't end up doing.
Yeah, we didn't do anything on the ground. So
we had considered doing like some stair work, mixed in with people, but so that would have been a little trickier. But it also we really wanted people to be there. We actually ended up, because people were incredibly polite and respectful, and kept getting out of the frame, and we could be like, no, it's okay,
we want you here.
But people were shy, probably a little bit. I don't know. They probably didn't want it, but yeah. So we actually wanted more of that. But yeah, so as far as we are aware, we actually didn't skirt any laws from what we could interpret from the way it was written. So.
And we were filming for like a good 2 hours, and we didn't get kicked out. So nobody said anything.
The only thing we did get a building. We were doing our shadows on the building, and it's an apartment building. And as we're dancing, we're going through our movement, and our camera, our videographer is down on the ground, so he doesn't have any idea what's going on. But we're looking straight across, and there's you see a guy, he has his bed right up to the window, and he's laying, and he like opens his curtain, and we're like, oh. And then shortly after that, we found out that I think he came down. The building manager had called him and been like, people are saying there's something going on. Someone's filming the building. I don't think they were concerned about us, but they were concerned about him actually shooting the building. So then we got what we moved on.
We moved on.
And I think we got it pretty good. We still got a little bit from that.
That's impressive for 2 hours. That's an impressive amount of work that you got out of just 2 hours of filming.
Ian had like a good eye. Mm-hmm. He had never shot dance before, and he's done a lot, obviously, filmmaking before, but more like travel filmmaking and like filming places and people and things. Yeah. Just never dance. So he was great though. Like all 3 of us would be like, let's try this. And then he'd be like, yeah, let's try this. And then maybe we could do this. And
It was a
It
really
was
good
great.
collaboration.
Yeah.
And Shauna and I did a lot of scouting, and well, we obviously had a lot of rehearsal, in the studio prior to that, but we did a lot of scouting and trying to really have, because we knew we needed to get it done in a pretty quick time. We did a lot of we had it all really, really planned out, and like the most logical, even just with which side we were on and going over and the time of day and all of that really, really mapped out so we could.
When did you do it? Was it like 5 a.m. or?
It was
early,
5, 6,
5 or 6, I think.
And we planned it so
with the sun,
and then how many people would be there at
we didn't
want to
hit rush hour, obviously.
Yeah, we had a bunch of conversations about the sun and then the shadow.
Like we probably should have not had to think as hard about it.
Well, that's most filmmakers' conversations, really, What is what the music seemed very original. Was that done? Who was that done by, or where did you find the music?
So his name is Michael Wall, and he does music for modern dance. He's like my favorite ever. So it's like all sorts of different types of music and like feelings, and a lot of it's like based upon like measure, so you know how to use it in class. But this was one that because the film was gearing up for our evening length performance, and we had a playlist of songs, and the song we used for the film didn't make it into the dance portion that we had been like creating. So we were like, oh, this would be nice.
We really liked that piece. And I think I had originally said for one of my pieces that I would do it, and then every time I tried to choreograph it, because it was that like breathing and it was really intense, it would like stress me out. Yeah. And I couldn't get movement to it. And it was Shauna was like, we really liked that movement, that music, and maybe because we don't have to actually be dancing to we just danced it. We didn't play it, we just found a measure and just danced it. So then we can just overlay it and we can still use it because we loved it, but not have to worry about trying to actually set anything to it. So that was
because it even sounded like train noise, in a way, like you knew it was breathing, but it also mimicked kind of an engine churring, if you will. So it was so appropriate. I thought it was like specifically made for that piece.
Just worked out.
So what subconsciously subconsciously inspired us to let's push to do this. And
it seems like a perfect confluence of ideas that came together.
And it was like originally the big reason wanting to use it was because of the show was based on living in the city and traveling through the city, and because that was like very much the rhythm of thinking of the rhythm of life and whatnot from that breath. But
and even the fact that it made you anxious, kind of
accurate. It works, just not for getting movement out. Not at that particular time.
So what are you up to these days? Are you working on new films, new performances? You have a school, like what are you guys up to? You have a new child.
I had a baby in December, and so I'm just I'm teaching. We're actually at the dance studio now, so we teach in Forest Hills, Queens.
And what's your studio's name and website?
All Star Studios. It's All Star Studios NYC
.com.
Yeah.
The email.
And other than that, I'm just trying to spend all this first year with baby time. Yeah, I definitely am wanting to start getting creative again soon. Yeah, but right now, just soaking up that.
Yeah, you've got your hands full.
I just did yesterday, actually. I got a City Artist Corps grant. And so I collaborated with an artist. This was our second collaboration. So what we did yesterday at a school in Rego Park at PS 139Q, if you want to go see the mural, she created a mural, and then we did different like collaborative ideas. So it started off with I was improvising and moving, and then she was following me with the spray paint.
Oh,
and
very
then I
cool.
would follow her, and we kind of flip flop back and forth. But then there was an element of like involving the kids, so it was a lot of like free dance, and we ended it off with some chalk drawing, and they got to watch her create, and they got to watch me dance, and it was pretty cool.
That sounds wonderful. Did you record it?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
that's great.
I want to have it, maybe package it up and like see if I can like, you know, do it at other schools, because I was so nervous, but like once we were doing it, I was like, this feels so natural, because love to teach, love to improv dance, and I love mural, like big scale mural art. So it was great to see Annabelle create, you know,
Yeah.
while I was dancing.
Yeah. It was really a great project.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lady Pink is one of my all-time favorites, and she's a like famous muralist from kind of the 80s who
Cool.
you know,
Yeah.
now that her pieces sell at Sotheby's for millions, you know, that kind of thing. But
Cool.
she grew up in Queens, and like, you know, she's very local. So it's very cool. It's just very cool. So anyway, people can get in touch with you, like Instagram, websites, emails.
Yeah, so my website is shaunasorensen.com. So SHAUNA.
I'll put it under you.
Yeah, put it under me. And then my Instagram handle is Shawnzy Joy,
which I love.
Thank you.
Victoria.
I'm under that was our first collab. Like we collaborated. I'd been dancing for Shauna for like 11 years now, or
since
something.
The first, since we started, 11 years. Yeah,
that's so cool.
Original dancer.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, so I've always been dancing for her, doing her work, and which is always like Shauna's so great because she has a lot of her stuff, but then there's a lot of collaborating with like all the dancers collaborate too, and it's a really nice, great environment. And so this was actually the video. Seeing that video of the people walking down the stairs inspired me to say, you know, I think I want to start doing. I obviously choreograph, but I haven't put my stuff out there. I'm a little less. Courageous.
No, it's hard. I actually got one of those City Core artist grants as well for a film I was working on with the students, but I was leading it, and I was like, I'm an artist? Like what? Like this
is what I am.
Like, am I an artist?
That's how we felt at the festival, and I was like, we're filmmakers. When did that happen?
But it's very nice, actually. I'm like, I always had that, but I was always kind of more the organizing person, the like, you know, and so but that is why I've always done things in the art. So it's very nice to kind of have that acknowledged in some way, right?
Sure.
You know, so. But yes, you are filmmakers because you made it a gorgeous film.
Right,
so there you go.
Yes.
But so I'm under. That was our first. That was my inspiration to reach out to Shauna and be like, hey, do you want to? I've been dancing for you all these years. Do you want to collaborate on something? And both of us choreograph, and would you be interested in that? And so anything I've done, it's on her.
Well, I look forward to seeing whatever you guys come up with next, because really just beautiful all around execution.
Thank you.